My extraordinary friends, I am so glad that you would even be asking that gutsy question. Well, the very brief answer to are cell phones bad for teens? The answer to that question is yes and no. Today, I just briefly want to talk to you about this with you. I promise I'm not coming over and prying the phone out of your hands, nor am I launching on some sort of witch hunt to try to get you to stop using your phone, so no need for you to get all riled up and defensive. My only job today is to make a very brief presentation to you about what people are talking about when it comes to cell phones and teens, and then place it in your lap and allow that most awesome, wise, and intelligent part of you to make the very best decision that will allow you to be happier, more successful, and just a straight up awesome and skilled human. I will also provide you with some short pro tips that can help you to harness the power of cell phones and to help you avoid some of the negative aspects that they can bring. So first, let me take a moment and just present some of the evidence for you. The number of teens with clinical level of depression doubled between 2011 and 2020. The suicide rate for teens nearly doubled between 2007 and 2019. And for teens aged 10 through 14, it tripled and nearly quadrupled for teen girls during those times. Teens report feeling more unhappy, more dissatisfied with life, and more lonely and isolated from others. And all of these reports by teens seem to shoot upwards after 2012. So how does this all connect with cell phones? Is there a link between cell phone ownership and these feelings and attitudes that teens are talking about and reporting throughout the country and the world? Okay, so here are a couple of things. Smartphone ownership started in 2007 with the introduction of the iPhone. At the end of 2012 and 2013, 50% of the population had a phone. By 2009, only about half the teens were using social media. By 2012, 3 out of 4 were using it. Today, 9 out of 10 teens have cell phones, with more even who have access to one. As cell phone ownership and digital media use have risen, and there appears to be a connection here, so have the rates of depression, anxiety, dissatisfaction with life, and loneliness. By the way, this evidence isn't just happening here in America. This isn't just a U.S. problem. It's happening throughout most of the countries in the world. Now, let me just stop here for a moment and make a quick statement. It's really, really hard to completely prove that one thing is causing another. The data seems to show and indicate that there may be a connection, but there are so many factors that can make a teen more predisposed to feeling depressed or anxious. Things like genetic factors, events and circumstances in their lives, the death of someone they love, health, trauma, poverty, bullying, and of course there is our own psychology and how we interpret the events of our lives. So let's put our heads together and figure out how and why is this happening. Here is some of that research and some of my own thoughts, but first let me start by telling you a super short story. About a year ago, I took about 400 teens on a 3-day camping and hiking trip. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, we're talking teens. It was actually one of the coolest things I've ever done. No cell phones were allowed on that trip. And every night we would get together and do this huge dinner. Can you imagine the quantity of food that was needed? I remember one night as I was walking through the woods over to where these people were having this dinner, and the amount of chatter and laughter and ridiculousness and craziness that was in the air was electric. And it was fun. Compare that with a 9-hour car drive, 9 hours that I just recently did with a car full of teens. You could literally hear a pin drop in that car because each teen was completely absorbed in their phone, on Netflix, with earpods, playing a game, on Insta, Snap, YouTube, or whatever. Everyone was in their own little world, completely absorbed in these incredible devices that are miraculous. They're like simply remarkable. One of those researchers talks about frequently arriving early to give a lecture at her college class, only to find a room full of 30 plus students, sitting together in complete silence. All of them absorbed in their smartphones, afraid to speak or to be heard by their classmates. So to me, it's obvious why some of you, and adults too, by the way, feel like you're isolated, less connected, less confident, and more socially anxious. Sherry Turkle, who's one of these researchers, says it best, and this totally stuck out to me, as she describes what smartphones have done to us. She says, "We are forever elsewhere." Think of it. When you are in your phone, that is exactly where you are. You're elsewhere. Just like those college students in the classroom or your classmates in the hallway or the teens who are in your car, their bodies are there, but their minds, their attention, their focus, their engagement, it's elsewhere. I always tell people the quickest way for you to be miserable right here, right now, is for you to wish to be somewhere else or to mentally be elsewhere. So here we are. Now what do? I'm telling you this not because I'm feeling hopeless or negative about what is going on, but what I am is placing this problem in front of you. And I'm actually totally confident that you will look at this problem, recognize it, and work that problem and come up with solutions that will help you individually and others around you. Because even if you decide to be more interactive, more engaged, to be where your feet are, you're still going to be trying to chat, connect with, and have fun with a bunch of other teens who themselves are locked into this eternal wave of entertainment that is 100% accessible 100% of the time. But we can only begin from where we are, use what we have, and do what we can. So here are some tips to ensure that your phone doesn't become a source of toxicity, loneliness, and social awkwardness. 1. Commit to being more socially engaged and connected with others. Look, I've said it like a million times here. The greatest predictor of long and short-term happiness is quality relationships. Whether that's in your home, with your siblings, with your family, with your friends, with coaches, with teachers, with other significant people in your life, please consider my suggestion and make an effort beginning today and only stopping the moment you die to build your social skills, to becoming more friendly, more connected, more socially courageous, instead of hiding behind your insecurities or what you may feel is your shyness or social awkwardness. I realize that this is going to be easier for some than it is for others. Look, I don't care how quickly you get there. I just need you to travel in that direction and little by little and be and create the kinds of friendship that will help you to be mentally healthier, happier, and more successful. 2. Commit to being where your feet are. Remember that quote that I shared with you above? Basically, that we are forever elsewhere. Well, my friend, it's time for you to take a look in and do the work. Look, we can't be forever elsewhere and be happy here. I've literally looked at kids' phones and their messages, and while they're at dates with other people, they're texting and snapping other people. I mean, this is being elsewhere. And being elsewhere is the enemy of being here, engaged, connected, having fun, and being happier in this space. So today, make a commitment to being where your feet are. Just be where your feet are. Turn off the phone, the notifications, the bells, the chimes, the vibration. Learn to turn them off or to silence them when you're at the dinner table, in a classroom, in a hallway, in a car with your friends, at a game, on a date with your mom or dad, with your family. Man, I'm just asking you to be reasonable, like be intelligent here, and be where your feet are. 3. Build your own fun, adventure, memories, and skills. Quit wasting time looking, watching, and liking other people's adventures, memories, and cool things that they're doing. And instead, go do those things yourself. Don't look at countless hours of people doing soccer tricks or backflips on their tramp or doing amazing things. Go do those things yourself. Don't watch people play Rocket League. Go play it yourself. Don't watch other people skateboard, play the guitar. Don't watch them mountain bike, rock climb, hike, camp, kayak, whatever. Go and do these things yourself. There is no confidence, there is no expertise, there's no achievement gained by liking a video or a post, but I promise that there is confidence and pride and achievement and awesomeness that is gained when you work your tail off and go and do those things yourself. Yes, of course you can use those things as motivators or as a way for you to learn new skills or new techniques, but just make sure that that's what you're doing. 4. Use your phone as an enhancement, not a detractor or a black hole. Look, I have a cell phone too, guys, and I use it for lots of reasons, just like you. I use it for entertainment, for education, for work, for connection, for fun, etc. All that I'm suggesting is for you to take an honest look. Remember, you don't owe me anything. I'm not here to hold you accountable or to judge you or condemn you. I'm just here to raise your awareness a little bit, to open your eyes up, and to have you see that the answers to your life are not looking down. They're not on your phones. The answers are up above and they're out there. So quit walking around like a zombie, looking down like the hunchback of Notre Dame, and instead look up, rise up, and engage in this life. I promise you that the special effects are awesome out here too. I often see kids hunched together, looking at a phone, laughing and carrying on. Yes, do that. Make your phone an enhancement to your spiritual life, to your physical life, to your education, as a source of optimism, as a source of positivity and fun, as a way to gather and save memories, but not as a self-hypnosis device that literally disconnects you from the most critical, the most essential, the most important parts of your life, which, by the way, are your relationships, your ability to carve out an awesome character, your efforts to build your own skills, and find ways to contribute to the world around you. You have to contribute, and you have to do the things that are meaningful instead of constantly bathing and immersing yourself in things that are meaningless. 5, place some limits on yourself, or have other people help you to do this. Look, why are phones so dang addictive? And they are. It's okay. No reason to be defensive there. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why. In the book Atomic Habits, the author tells you 4 things that you have to do to create long-lasting habits. Listen to these 4 things. You want to know what they are? 1, make it attractive. Cell phones are incredibly attractive. They're sleek. They're a symbol. We got to have the new one. They're like attractive. We got to have it, right? 2, make it obvious. Could phones be any more obvious? They never leave our person. They're in your hands, in your pockets, on your desk, in your bed, in the bathroom, in the cars. They are obvious everywhere. Plus, they vibrate, ping, notify, ring, toot. This is like the ultimate obvious device. 3, make it easy. Phones are easy, and they make lots of things really easy. Want to binge a complete show? Done. Want to be entertained for 9 hours on a car drive? Easy. Want to feel better and laugh? Easy. You don't have to do anything. The phone does it for you in the easiest way possible. And finally, 4, make it pleasurable. Is your phone satisfying, fun, entertaining, relaxing, etc.? Yeah, you know what I'm getting at. You've got yourself a habit, a pattern. In fact, don't feel left out. The whole world has a pattern and a habit. So I'm not asking you to quit cold turkey. What I'm asking you to do is to manage it, because if you don't, it's going to manage you. 4, 5, 6, 8 hours of screen time a day, my friend, you're getting managed. It's time to take control of your life a little bit. Set some screen times, man. Set some rules, some goals. Ask for help from your parents, from whoever it is, and let's get on top of your life and do the things that truly build your character and relationships. Man, let's go. Okay, anyways, I'm sure that I'm just like boring you to tears right now, and that you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but it's not like that for me, Yuri. Come on, raise your game a little bit already. Don't be bitter and defensive. Just be committed to being better. No excuses, no blaming. Those things just slow you down anyways. Instead, look in, do the work. Look in and do the work, baby. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts, ideas, but more importantly, people are saying that the mental health of teens is the crisis of our generation. This problem is in your laps, man. It's in front of you. It's in you. And it's up to you to come up with the solutions that can turn this into a strength instead of a national crisis. Like I said at the beginning, I am totally hopeful. I am absolutely confident that you will figure out a way to manage your life and to help others to manage theirs. Anyways, I appreciate you looking. I hope this was worth your time, or at least it's giving you something to kind of think about.